Hi, a very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to see a table which shows the information about the rainfall in several cities. So you can see the table, it's a very simple table. Average rainfall by city is the title. We do have on one side city names, Paris, New York, Caracas, Tokyo, Cairo, Buenos Aires, Sydney. The average annual rainfall in inches is given in this part. And you can see the most rainfall occurred in Tokyo, the city of Tokyo, which is in Japan. And the least occurred in Cairo, that's in Egypt, that's just 1 inch. So this is, you have to see that there is no specific year here. As far as there is no specific year mentioned in this particular picture, that's a table, I have to say that this has to be written in simple present tense because every year it happens. So it's a habitual action. So you know that this happens in 2020, 2021, it will be happening in 2022 too. So it's not an exact figure, actually, it's an average figure. So this is what we are going to see preliminary here. So we have no comparison of time frames, actually. We are not comparing one year with another year. We are just comparing the annual rainfall. So that is a fixed average value in a particular city. So in Paris, the average annual rainfall is 25. There is no, we are not comparing to another year or another time frame. So there is no increase, there is no decrease, there is no fluctuation, there is no stagnation, all these things. We are going ahead with the comparison of the state form. So this is the main thing that I request you to observe from this particular table. And when you see in detail, we have around 7 cities there. And the 7 cities, if you see the values, the quantity of the rainfall, how we have to group it and what can we see overall. So if you see the overall picture, I cannot say this is the highest and this is the lowest because I am going to write which is the highest and which is the lowest in the body paragraph. So I need to see the overall picture. This is not a complex table. This is very simple table. So what we are going to do is that we are comparing the major cities, the cities which receives the major rainfall. So we have Tokyo, New York, and Sydney as the cities which receive higher quantity of rainfall. Now the second category I can say that is Caracas and Buenos Aires and Paris. Now this 3 cities we can categorize the next particular group. So we can say group A has higher rainfall than group B. And what is exempted from the groups? Both the groups, city is exempted. I can say that Cairo is the city which receives the least amount of rainfall. So I can make it as an exemption because both these groups, it cannot be included in both these groups. So in that case, I separate Cairo and I have to keep it aside. So this is an exception here. So I cannot group it properly. So I've got the overall picture. First, I have got the time frame. It is annual rainfall, so habitual things I have to write in the present tense. So what I need to compare the countries with the annual rainfall. the data which is given by the meteorological department. So this is the thing that we are going to see. Now let's see the introduction. What is there in the introduction and the overview? You can see from the picture that the table compares the average amount of rainfall which 7 cities in the world receive on a yearly basis. Now, the table compares the average amount of rainfall which 7 cities in the world receive on a yearly basis. You know that 7 cities are there. We are not mentioning it's Paris, New York, Caracas, and all. Why? Because we are going to see this thing in the body paragraph actually. So as far as we are going to see this in the body paragraph, we are not going to say this thing here in the introduction. But when you see the overview, the picture is more clear in the overview. Overall, it's clear that cities of Tokyo, New York, and Sydney receive a higher amount of rainfall than Caracas, Paris, and Buenos Aires. So we have the particular comparison here. New York, Tokyo, New York, and Sydney receive, these 3 cities receive a higher amount of rainfall than Caracas, Paris, and Buenos Aires. Now, it is also apparent that the rainfall is the least recorded in Cairo. Now, the complete picture of the table is there. So one group receives higher amount of rainfall than the second group, and the exception is separated there. So this is what the introduction and the overview is. When we go to the paragraph number 1, from the table, it's apparent that the highest annual rainfall is recorded in Tokyo. So it's there in Tokyo. The highest annual rainfall is in Tokyo. This accounts for nearly 60 inches. So the figure is coming after the trend. The matter is presented first and then the figure came, which is almost 12 inches more than the rainfall of the New York City. So we have compared 12. So 60 minus 12 is 48. We are now written 48 inches. We have written 60 minus 48, that's 12. That comparison is there. Another city in the list which receives significant rain is Sydney with an annual rainfall of 40 inches. So these 3 cities, we have mentioned Tokyo, New York, and Sydney here. We have mentioned all three cities here. Okay. Now, the quantity of rain received in cities Buenos Aires, Caracas is exactly the same. The matter is presented in the first sentence. And the figure, this is measured as 33 inches, which is 8 inches more than the city of Paris receives. So again, the comparison, 33 minus 25 inches, that is 8 inches. 33 minus 25, that's 8 inches. So here, 33, here, 33, exactly the same. 33 minus 25, it is 8. The scarcest rainfall is recorded in Cairo, which accounts for just an inch. So that's the exception. The scarcest, the most scarce rainfall is recorded in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, which accounts for just an inch. Now, I have written exactly 150 words. And I have ordered these things into 2 groups. I have given a clear-cut overview that is a must for academic task 1. It's compulsory that if you have a comparison chart, you have to give a very clear-cut overview, and a clear-cut introduction is there, which satisfies the examiner. So overall, if you look at the picture, you have got a satisfactory answer here. Thank you.